in the building. We got Cam Dukes.
It is your host, Les Thomas, and I'm with Stillwater America Podcast.
This is the We Love Athletes podcast.
I guess good looking, probably. That's probably it.
And most importantly, the hard work of our educators.
Thank you again for hitting that play button for another episode of the Hetty Coleman Podcast. Go in. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for hitting that play button for another episode of the Hetty Coleman Podcast. Wow, I appreciate you all being here. Now, you know that typically I'm having go-in conversations with fabulous people, and the goal is always for them to share their story, but within that, they talk about something that they're really good at or a win that they've defined for themselves, and then kind of sharing some of those right things they're doing, being consistent in order to achieve that win. Doing that to hopefully help you learn from them, that something that you may want to try to implement into your journey, and whatever that may be, the win that you've defined for yourself. Maybe there's a common win, and out of that you're able to, I call it the discovery. So I say define your win, discover your goal. And that discovery process is typically trying to borrow from other people, maybe implementing some of those things, trying it for 90 days, something along those lines. But today I just want to talk to teachers about some right things that I think that they could do to show appreciation to themselves during what we call Teacher Appreciation Week. I'm assuming, I don't know if this is across the world. I guess I could have looked it up, but definitely in the United States, I know that this is Teacher Appreciation Week. And so people are out trying to appreciate teachers, and I shared a few things that you can do to show appreciation to your students, teacher, or to and I say you all, even though I want to speak directly to teachers in this moment, because teachers have students as well. They have kids going to school, so they got to show other teachers appreciation, right, during Appreciation Week. And so I share those things. You can find those on my YouTube channel, somewhere on here. I would do like the other cool YouTube people and say point up here or whatever. I got the link here. I don't know, maybe my son will add that as he's editing and uploading these things. So, man, real quick, I just want to share these 5 things that I feel like, and these could be right, let's call them these right things that you can be consistent in as a teacher throughout the school year, just to kind of appreciate, to love on yourself. Because in order to be the best you, I truly believe that it's important that we care for ourselves and love ourselves well. There's a biblical principle that in order for you to love your neighbor, you first start with loving yourself, because it says to love your neighbor as you love yourself. You got to do this. And so what does this look like to appreciate yourself? One of the things that I'd say is just take a technology break, because being on social, looking at our computers all the time, talking about typing in grades, all those things, a lot of schoolwork now, I think my children go to school and they do it online. And so I'm assuming that the teachers have to be online and all that as well in order to check their grades, to look at their work, a lot of communicating back and forth. And so just take a technology break. If that's just taking an hour walk, just in your neighborhood or through town, wherever you live at, just take a technology break. If you can do longer, yay. If you can take a whole day, maybe a Saturday, just a whole day, no technology, just do things to get out and about. Go to the mall, walk around. Do people still go to the mall? I don't know. Yeah. Anyway, go to the mall, take a walk through the community. Just take a technology break that can kind of help maybe release some stress and those kind of different things. But during that time also, you could read a book. You could engage in whatever other relaxing hobbies you may have. Number 2, write a letter to yourself. Write a letter to yourself, just talking about maybe your journey, your story. Highlight some of those things, those milestones that you've achieved, those things. But just write yourself a letter and just appreciate your achievements, your qualities, your strengths, and some of those things that, man, that you just need to take a moment and write them down to say kudos to yourself. Do that. Number 3 is practice gratitude. Teachers can practice, you can practice this gratitude during this week, but I say these are things that I say practice year round, where you just maybe make a gratitude list, things that you're super grateful for. Maybe one thing a day, maybe 3 if you're doing this, just doing this a teacher appreciation week. Maybe write down 10 things that you really appreciate, that you're really grateful for during your journey of being a school teacher, how you're getting to give back and invest in these students. Because we know that oftentimes teachers, you all aren't doing it for money. And so, man, just take that moment to make a gratitude list, the things that you're grateful for, and you will be amazed how this can improve your attitude, your mood, and just your overall well-being. So take a moment to do that. The next thing I wrote down is just take a power nap. I love power naps. One of the things that I get to do is I get to serve a church in the role of a pastor. And man, Sundays, oh my goodness, when I get to come home and take that power nap, it is so refreshing. I wake up ready, rejuvenated. So find a way. I don't know what that looks like. So don't start talking don't do self-talk about how you can't take a nap, because figure it out. Find a way to take a power nap. The power nap's typically like 15 to 30 minutes, 20 to 30 minutes, somewhere in those lines. Now, here's where I get in trouble, because, again, my life looks a little bit different. I don't have young children or any of that thing. Some of you may have young children, all that. But sometimes I can take my power nap and it turns into I just went to bed, right? And so, but man, it's still worth it. It's still a good thing to do. Number 5, the 5th thing that I wrote down here was spend time doing something that you love. Go find that thing that I don't know what it is. Fishing? Do you love fishing? Do you love listening to music? Are you a person who draws, or you enjoy cooking? What is your hobby? What is that thing that you can do that really allows for you to kind of just get away? This can help reduce your stress and improve your mood again, and show just some appreciation to yourself. And sometimes it's just like, yeah, I'm going to go and do something that I really enjoy doing. And I just want to encourage you to do that. And so, teachers, for those of you who are listening to this that are teachers, I really hope that you take a few of these things and go implement them. And again, these things just doesn't have to be during the week of Teacher Appreciation Week. I think these things can happen year-round for you. Do these things. I think they can improve just the quality of how you are teaching and educating our students. And I'm so thankful for you, for the work that you do. I believe in you. Keep up the great work. And man, let me know in the comments if you do one of these things. I love if you already kind of have some things that you're doing to appreciate yourself, to love on yourself. Let me know. I'd love to hear from you. Leave some comments. And until the next time, ladies and gentlemen, I just want to say thank you for hitting that play button for another episode of the Hetty Coleman Podcast. And as always, ladies and gentlemen, go win.